Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one whistle at a time. And yes, you may hear Happy barking or whining. She's in my lap. But let's welcome Omar, my real estate entrepreneur, to the show. How you doing, Omar?
Pretty good. What's up, Michael? What's up, everybody? And
Yes.
what's up to Happy?
Yeah, thank you for that. Happy is wonderful. She's a puppy, right? So she has about two, maybe three sessions during the day where she goes bonkers for like 15 minutes and then she crashes. And I think we're about to experience 15 minutes together. So she may be talking through our episodes today. So it is what it is. But Omar, as we get started, we have three great topics. The first one is a particular passion of mine, and that is accountability. I know it's big in yourself, in your business, but why don't you talk about accountability, what it means to you?
Okay. So, with accountability, it's like, who else are you going to hold accountable other than yourself?
Mm-hmm.
In anything that you do, any industry that you're in, whether it's working out, eating right, getting up, figuring it out, making the calls that you don't want to call, taking the drive to your job, whatever it is. And there's one thing that, we preach all the time, and I think you do as well. Your accountability of knowing your market. And if you buy something wrong, that's not the market's fault. That's your fault for not knowing it.
Right.
So at that point, you have to be accountable with yourself in regards to what you want out of the industry or what you want out of the deal or the profession or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously with having the accountability for yourself, sometimes, it's harder because there's no one else cheering you on.
Right.
This is why there's accountability groups, right? To push you to now, the more than likely you're going to give up on yourself than you do on somebody else. Like my accountability, hey, to show up at 9:00 on Tuesdays. Okay. We haven't missed. Maybe we're a couple minutes late or whatever the case, but I don't want to make you look
Mm-hmm.
bad. So I show up.
Yes.
And sometimes that accountability group that it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
But that to me is something that will elevate you to, to hold yourself accountable because you don't want to give up on the rest of the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it'll pull you up.
Yeah.
You'll start doing the work more consistently, and then you'll see the results.
Yeah. Accountability groups are something that I've believed in my entire sales career because it's just for me, a lot of life are similar, right? Like lots of people have the goal of being healthier, right? One of the big things you learn, like when you do New Year's resolutions or whatever, I'm going to lose weight or whatever. If you just do it yourself, you are very likely going to give up in the first week to 10 days. You won't even make it to January 15th. However, if you have an accountability, AKA workout, just one workout partner, you're going to show up more. That is just one example. And I know you have accountability calls. I've been lucky enough to be on a few where the team, it's so awesome when you're on these, right? Because you get people talking about wins. And then some people aren't saying anything, but they know it's possible. They're going to do the work. They're not going to want to be silent 2 weeks in a row, right? They're going to bust their ass that much harder. That is actually one thing. The reason I created my private Facebook group, I don't charge for it, right? One rental at a time works, which you're in, but I did it because I want everybody speaking the same language, but everybody celebrating together, doing the work together, posting wins. And it's been amazing to see the group grow bigger and bigger. And thank you for being a part of it, showing your wins and taking your postcards and all of that. Yeah, man, accountability is paramount. But for most people, you need partners. You need other people in there with you. Even if it's only one, it's certainly better if it's 6, 8, 10, 12, 50. But you've got to have accountability partners because otherwise it's just so easy to give up, make excuses. Excuses suck.
Ooh, yeah, excuses do suck.
Yeah.
It's either the excuse on why you didn't do it or, oh, no, I don't have time. Or, no, I don't have this. No, you can make time.
Yeah. For me, it's about understanding just how important is it for you? Just how important? Is a better financial important? A better financial future important? Great. I can show you the path. It's going to take time. You're going to have bad days. Stuff's going to break. You're going to make mistakes, but just pick yourself up and keep going. And then if you can join a group like the private group we're both in, you'll get encouragement, you get help, you get other people going through the journey. The beauty of what we're doing with One Rental at a Time, and thank you being here every Tuesday at 9 a.m., is my channel is not just me talking. I have 8 other multimillionaires that talk to the channel every week, and they're all accountable. They're all accountable. We probably have a 90% hit rate every month, right? Once in a while, I need a day off. Once in a while, they'll need a day off. But 90% for multimillionaires who don't get paid. Nobody is paid to be on this channel. So it's awesome. So thank you for taking Tuesday at 9.
Absolutely. I'm accountable for it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Why don't we give it an example where accountability is paid off for you? Do you have a story or a memory where accountability paid off big time for you?
Oh, yeah. So check this out. There is a one in particular. I mean, there's multiple, but one that just stands out. I think it was on the 9th, 10th phone call of follow-up over probably 4 months, 3 months. And I happened to call at a perfect time, and everybody was in the office where it's put into work Wednesday, and we're all calling, making appointments and stuff. And I call this lady for the 9th, 10th time, via my follow-up boss or my database at the time. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try one more time, not one more time. And sure enough, I got the appointment set the next day, right? Or that night for the next day. I wanted to be in front of the other person, the iBuyer that was going to show up. And she told me, because I asked questions and stuff, and because I was accountable to my follow-up on a specific property or I don't know, there was maybe about 10 or 15 houses that I kept following up with, or people. And I was accountable to that. And that's like, okay, we were done. We had a couple glasses of whiskey already in, because we put in the work Wednesday, we're drinking and we're calling. It's cool. And I said, you know what, I'm going to call. And I called, and I remember the place, it was on Kiowa. And she told me that she had somebody coming there at like 11 o'clock. And I said, perfect, I'll be there at 9. And sure enough, I talked to him, contracted the property. I walked out with the contract when the other Sunday buyer thingy, or they're called Sunday. Anyway, they're an iBuyer. He pulls up and he's like, yeah, I'm here to buy this house. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Well, you mean this one? Yeah. This is the contract I just bought. Yeah. Oh, what do you mean? He's like, I'm going to go in there and walk in there. It's like, well, I already bought it. So you can buy it for me if you want. You're done. And literally he walked back into his car and he took off, and it was all wrapped and stuff. And it was a company, obviously. It wasn't even him that's buying it. He just works for the company. But to give you an idea of accountability, if I don't have that with me, or understanding that I do need to hold myself accountable for picking up the phone and making the follow-up calls, that was $75,000 profit. Yeah.
The big one for me when I think about accountability goes back to the housing crash specific.
I lost you there, Michael.
Nope, I can hear you. You're good. You're good. So for me, I go back to 2010, the real estate crash, when we were buying properties directly from REO brokers, right? They'd get a list. For me, they would put the list in Friday. I would evaluate the weekend, and I have my offers in on Monday. And, if you don't remember those times, right, those agents, they were the funnel. But what would happen if an agent had a deal that went bad? They're risking that banking relationship, which is lots of money, right? They were printing money at this point as agents selling REOs. I remember working with this broker for like the 4th or 5th deal we did together. And I think it was a break-in. I think somebody broke into the property the day we were closing, right? Which you obviously know. I could have created a stink, right? Because it wasn't in the same condition we agreed to, right? I could have created a stink.
Right.
I had my team go in. They're like, yeah, they broke in. They broke some stuff, but it doesn't matter to us because we were going to fix it anyway, right? So I went back to the broker and I said, hey, you know, I'm going to do you a solid and I'm going to close anyway. As agreed, no price trades, no credits, nothing. But I want you to remember this because I'm a man of my word and I'm accountable because we agreed. And I closed, and lo and behold, I think I closed 15 or 20 more transactions with that broker when I was the backup buyer, right? They would agree to somebody else.
Ooh.
They would back out. She called me every single time and said, I have one that's coming back on the market. I'm going to give you first shot. This is the number I need. And I'm like, yes or no, because of that relationship.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the big deal for accountability to me is you need to be accountable to yourself and others. Don't take every circle, because I could have grinded them, no question, for another $1,000 or $2,000 on that one deal, but I would have lost out on $500,000. Crazy.
And it's so crazy. I want to say the way you see that, you know, you develop that relationship and you were accountable to closing, that will end up bringing more, you know, more income, more revenue, more relationship, more like, hey, Michael's the go-to guy to buy the house. In my meeting yesterday, I was talking about this as well, and the accountability to touch my database.
Yeah.
Okay. My database over the last 10 years, probably has made me maybe $600,000 to $750,000 worth of just people calling me saying, hey, can you come buy this house? Can you come list the house? Can you do this or do that? And it's awesome. So if I'm not accountable to the activity to let everybody know that I'm in the business, you know, with the whole database aspect of it, I would have, that's a lot of money. Yeah. You don't get perspective. You won't get a property that will cash flow $60,000 a year with just some investment by touching people and calling them.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
That's awesome.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike.
No, you're dead on right. Again, accountability is a big deal. You're going to be in this business for decades, right? This is not a hit it and quit it thing. This is, you can do real estate investing for decades, likely the rest of your life if you choose to. So realize that you have some accountability. If you're in the beginning, I strongly suggest getting accountability partners, joining a group. If you're a real estate agent in the high desert, you've got to join Omar and his team. How do you want people to reach out, Omar?
Guys, just follow me on IG at Omar_Alfaro, or just reach out to me. Send me an email, which is Omar@OmarAlfaro.com. Really simple. And yeah, I'm here to help.
Thanks, Omar. I look forward to topic number 2. Thanks, buddy.